chillin', serial killing, pre-cold villains on the mic, got you reeling. 5-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a 1-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos, by the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the Straight Chillin' Crew.
What up, nerds, and welcome to another foolish episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 449, recorded Sunday, November 12th, 2023. Tonight we're talking about another Patreon pick. This was chosen by Matt S. The movie is 1991's The People Under the Stairs. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got your boy Randeezy. What's up?
Burn in hell.
How we doing, hell burners?
Damn.
We keeping it together? We keeping it tight?
Keeping it roasty and toasty in hell, apparently.
Mm-hmm. You gotta roast them chestnuts, boys. It's the season.
Get in the spirit of the holiday. Think of hell, you know. That's what we do. Last but not least, calling in stateside, we got your boy Soju. What's up, man?
Oh, what up? It's your boy Yeet No Evil Stains.
Jesus Christ.
All I eat is evil.
See
Gotta
no
yeet
evil,
evil
speak
through
no
a fucking
evil.
window.
Yeet no evil.
You are what you yeet. That's what my doctor says.
What?
Yeah, my doctor says the same.
Dr. Dre is my physician.
Hell yeah. Well, he's keeping us healthy.
He probably doesn't say yeet. What am I fucking talking? Dr. Dre ain't saying yeet. What the
Dr.
fuck?
Dre says nothing, you idiot. He's locked in my basement. Everybody knows that.
Oh,
Bob.
shit.
Oh.
Spitting fire
Okay,
over there.
Oh, all I spit is
Calm down,
fire.
Stan.
I have a daddy kink.
We know, Bob, please.
I just have
Bob's-
to say it.
try and get through this podcast without popping a coochie. I beg you.
Can't
Bob's
do
hip with that old school hip hop, right, Bob?
Oh.
Retro.
it. Classic tunes.
We all know DJ Elzebub is.
Word. But before we get into it, let's tackle a little housekeeping real quick, gentlemen's. Over on our Patreon website, if you support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this December. Our December poll is posted. The theme is merriment and murder. The movies you're voting between are Yule Log, Silent Night, and Christmas Bloody Christmas.
Whoa, Bob. Tell me how those numbers are looking.
Heyo. Last I looked, U-Log had about 50% of the votes. Christmas Bloody Christmas had like 40 or so. And Silent Night had, it was batting cleanup.
Oh, Bob. It's 42% for Yule Log, 32% for Christmas
It's
Bloody Christmas,
basically
26% for Silent Night.
It's,
I pumped those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, yeah, there you go. You still got time to vote. There's plenty of people left to vote, so get them in. It's early. It could go any which way still.
Whoa, Christmas season, full swing, boys.
Full swing.
right.
It's the Nog release date hit. Nog is everywhere.
Oh, yeah, I've had my
Knock was
nog.
everywhere before Halloween,
Damn.
unfortunately. Like, it was fucking out.
Oh, I missed it, I guess. We just got some today, but
The nog is waiting for me off the plane, straight off the plane. They got the...
it's just a trough full of
Under
it.
glass, there's just a fucking Wally World mug full of nog. It says
Yeah.
reserved for juice.
soju on it.
It's part of the limo deal, you know? It comes with the
Oh.
nog.
Yeah, and a cheese pizza. Just for you.
Oh, yeah.
I was promised the Nog. Get your votes in for the end of the month. We'll see what we're talking about this December. In other Patreon news, we are dropping minicasts every other Friday. This past Friday, we dropped a new minicast on a Netflix movie called El Conde. Juice, you're talking about this one. It's kind of an odd bird, right?
Yeah, I was surprised people on the Slack people hadn't really heard of it. It's a Netflix joint, so it's pretty easily accessible if you have Netflix. But yeah, this was a vampire flick, and it was one of my higher rated films for this year. So it's, I guess, kind of an underrated gem at this point because nobody's fucking heard of it. But I thought it was really good, and I would definitely recommend people check it out.
I watched the trailer for it. It's definitely not what I expected from the cover art or whatever that they have on there.
Yeah.
It's it's a lot more like sardonic than I thought it would be, but from the looks of things.
It's kooky. Yeah, it's got this family aspect. It's definitely got a lot of comedy beats to it. It's all over the place, honestly. It's like a historical, dramatic, it's sexy, it's black and white, it's funny. I don't know.
It's
got
horny.
a lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
It's a funky little tomato.
Hell yeah. Well, check that out over on our Patreon website. We have, I think it's like 113 or 14 minicasts posted now. So
Jesus.
A shitload. Lots of extra episodes over there for
I'm
you.
impressed with my hard work on the minicast.
Randy. That's about all I got. Gentlemen, do you guys have anything you want to plug?
No, I think my house is clean this week.
Same. Here we go.
His house is clean.
All right,
There's always a 50-50 that Bob's going to interrupt me and be like, "Oh, Randy, you forgot this." It's like
that's true. Yeah,
it happens a lot.
I got more shit. No, that's it. Let's go and get into the main event. We're talking about the people under the stairs, and we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob, I saw you had this box.
Boom, got it. Got the box.
Was that a DVD, a Blu-ray? What are we looking at here?
This is a 4K put out by Scream Factory.
Whoa.
You got all 4Ks.
Feast
All
your
that
eyes.
90s vintage in
Yeah.
4K.
I hope you get every granule just perfectly
You
transferred.
do, and I love that shit. You can count them. Count all 4,000 of them.
Count the squares.
So plump, so right.
That's all I really do when I watch movies. I don't pay attention to the plot. Just looking at the dots.
Look at that aspect ratio.
Golly gee willikers. People Under the Stairs from 1991, rated R with a runtime of 1 hour and 42 minutes. This was written and directed by Wes Craven. It stars Brandon Quentin Adams, Everett McGill, Wendy Roby, Sean Whalen, Ving Rhames, a few other folks. Plot synopsis brought to you by the back of the box is as follows. And this also says, Wes Craven's most satisfying movie from the San Francisco Chronicle.
Whoa.
We'll see if that's
I'm
true or
satisfied.
not. Extremely satisfied.
It's a subtext is deep on that
I
one.
need a cigarette. I'm so satisfied.
God damn. Wes Craven, the director of A Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream, take you on a terrifying journey inside the most demented house on the street. Trapped inside a fortified home owned by a mysterious couple, a young boy is suddenly thrust into a nightmare. The boy quickly learns the true nature of the house's homicidal inhabitants and the secret creatures hidden deep within the house. Gentlemen's, had you seen this movie before, and would you recommend people check it out? Randy, kick us off.
Superfluous questioning about whether or not we've seen it because we have reviewed it, as a matter of fact, at one time long ago, way in the Wayback Machine. And so we've seen it and we've all seen it. And my enjoyment of this film seems to be pretty rock solid at this point. I have seen this probably 4, maybe 5 times at this point. And I really enjoy this movie. So yeah, I would recommend it. I think that it's like a little bit of a product of its time for sure. But man, it really brings some weird blend of like honest to God horror comedy, and then a shit ton of like social issues all in one package. It's just a very fucking interesting movie. I don't know. Very few movies have the tone that this one does. I would recommend it.
Right on. Juice, what about you?
Yeah, actually, I had never seen this before. So, go ahead and walk that back a little bit because I was not on
That's
the
right.
episode that we
Superfluous
did.
question, my ass.
Superfluous to me, and I'm what counts.
So this was a first time watch for me, and I have to go ahead and be fair and start this off by saying I had a little bit of a bad beer situation with this one because I watched this thick as hell. So the lighthearted comedy romps and all things were maybe not hitting at the right time. But what I would say is this is a definitely, like Randy said, product of its time. So 90s film. I would give a light recommend. I would say it's got really fun aspects, but it is very dated, and I could see why it's more of like a cult classic. Like I could see why this is not going to be for everybody, but it's going to be for a strong group of people. So yeah, light recommend. Bob, how about you? Would you recommend people check this out?
Yes, I would recommend it. I had seen this a handful of times before, and it's just hella weird. It's not really like a whole lot of other movies. It shares like certain parts with other movies, but the blend of it is very strange and unique. And I would recommend it. It's very entertaining, if nothing else. I think you can say it's a very entertaining movie. Yeah, that's a pretty solid recommend across the board. Sounds like from the three of us here at Straight Chilling. We are going to spoil the shit out of this movie, and here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
Oh, Bob, what's this plot synopsis going to look like? I hope you've got it.
I got it. It's weird, and a lot of shit kind of happens in this movie, but I'll try and get through. I have a daddy kink.
Now we know, Bob. Jesus,
you need to be reminded.
That's all you have for a synopsis. Get with it, man.
That's it. Just rock hard. All right.
That bump has.
Yeah, got some mileage.
Lived the test of time.
Devil made me do it, did he?
That's right. He sure did.
The goddamn devil. All right. Here we go. Here's the plot. So the movie opens up on our protagonist Poindexter's 13th birthday. His sister nicknames him Fool because she's got a bit of an obsession with tarot cards, and she pulls the Fool card for him on his birthday. Fool's family is getting evicted from their apartment complex, and Fool's mother has cancer, keeping her from being able to work. Leroy, who is a friend of Fool's sister, and I believe also lives in the complex, he explains the landlord doesn't give a shit about Fool or his mother or his family. He just cares about money, and Leroy knows where they can get some money to help his family out. Leroy found out where the landlord lives, and he's rumored to have a safe full of money and gold. Fool, Leroy, and Leroy's friend Spencer all embark on a mission to rob the landlord's house. Spencer dressed like he works for the gas company, and he eventually gains entrance into the house. Shortly after, Fool and Leroy see the lady of the house drive off, leaving Spencer alone. Leroy fears Spencer's going to take all the gold for himself, so they break in and try to find him. Leroy searches upstairs while Fool goes into the basement. The door closes and locks behind him. He finds Spencer's... Got his ass. He finds Spencer's corpse and is then attacked by someone who jumps out of the wall. He runs up the stairs, and a girl named Alice opens up the door and lets him out. Fool finds Leroy as the man and woman return to the house. They sick the dog on Fool and Leroy and lock the house down with automatic door locks, and storm shutters. Leroy is found by the man and shot to death. Fool talks with Alice and finds out she isn't allowed outside, and the people locked in the basement are all the bad kids that disobeyed the man and the woman. One of the boys is named Roach, and he did manage to escape the basement. Now he maneuvers around the house inside the walls. Roach saves Fool from being killed by the man, but eventually gets shot himself. Roach shows Fool where the money is hidden before he ends up dying from the gunshot wound. Fool saves Alice from the man and tricks the man into killing his own dog. Fool jumps off the roof and into the pond, escaping the house, but Alice is too afraid to jump herself. Fool sits down with his sister and grandpa back home, and his grandpa explains the man and the woman are actually brother and sister, and they come from a long line of Long line of crazy motherfuckers who started off selling cheap coffins at high prices. Then they got into real estate and became more greedy and more insane with each passing generation. He also explains the police never take calls to that evil-ass house seriously. Fool ends up calling the police anyways. He reports child abuse happening at the house. The police show up and search the house. They don't find anything, and they leave. However, the cops left the back door open, allowing Fool to sneak back into the house. Fool and the man fight. Fool finds Alice chained up in the basement. He sets her free. They climb back onto the roof and trick the man into looking up the chimney. They drop a brick on his head, and then they slide down the chimney. Fool goes into the basement again and sets all the other kids free. Meanwhile, Fool's sister and grandpa knock on the door and berate the woman for being a slumlord of over 50 properties and destroying their community by taking their children for their own sick, twisted needs. The entire community then fills in behind them. Before the woman can start blasting away, Alice jumps on her. They fight, and just before she kills Alice, the kids from the basement burst through the stairs, the walls, the cupboards, everywhere, and they save Alice. They kill the woman and throw her ass in the basement. Fool finds the vault full of money and gold and dynamite in the basement. He tricks the man into the vault and then blows his ass sky high with the dynamite, and money sort of comically shoots out of the chimney and rains down in the streets. So they all get their rent money back. Roll them credits.
Whoa.
What a fucking movie.
Oh, man. I know, dude.
What a plot.
Every time I watch this movie, I don't know if I like it more, but I'm just like more solid in my liking of it. Because the first time you watch this, it's a real weird mixed bag. I'm sure, Juice, you're nodding your head. You seem like you had that experience.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, the leather daddy situation, the incest situation. But those were I don't know, that the ridiculousness is definitely not what bothered me about this film, though. I would say what really kind of bothered me about this film is it's a lot of the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, which is just running around in this house and blasting a fucking shotgun. Constantly.
The cat and mouse scenes go on far too long, and and he finally gets out of the house, and you're like, oh, fucking sweet, we don't have to deal with that anymore. And then he just goes right back into the house. You're like, damn,
gotta save Alice.
I mean,
oh, you would have just left Alice. Okay, all right, I see.
Burn in hell.
God damn.
Yeah, it reminds me kind of Halloween Resurrection in that way, where the whole ploy is like, we're going to explore this house, this Michael Myers house, but it's just a regular 5-bedroom house. It's like, how long could you spend running around a house like this? I mean, I know they go through the walls and stuff. It just, for a movie that goes as far as an hour and like 45 minutes, I think it's just, man, 30 minutes of that feels like it could have been cut out of just chase scenes constantly.
Yeah, I think
I don't know. Like, I think it's fair to say you could have trimmed it. I don't know that I would trim a half an hour. I don't know. Like, maybe it's because I'm partial to like the setting in this, and I really like how absurd the house is in general. They live in a fucking like a mouse trap. It's not a house. It's like rigged up in a million ways and it's unclear who even rigged up some of these things, like the dog sliding down a slide that's just in the walls. I don't think that who in this equation is making slides in the walls. I don't know.
That reminded me of Nothing But Trouble too. It kind of gave me a Nothing But Trouble vibe. Yeah,
but like this movie's definitely more cohesive and has more going on than that one does. But it has a little bit of that production value and that silliness. It's got a little bit of like fucking Home Alone in it. When he drops a brick on Everett McGill's head, it's like pure fucking Kevin McAllister being channeled in that shit.
Yeah. That scene is pretty fucking goofy too. Like when they slide down the chimney, it feels a little out of place and like a little too hokey for the moment, but I don't know. It gave me some like Goonies vibes, I guess, too. But
I got Goonies vibes out of this too, because they're hunting for the gold. Yeah. You got from like the young perspective. And actually, it was interesting to hear you guys say like, oh, this is such a unique movie, because actually throughout this movie, I just kept being reminded of other things. It wasn't the wackiness that was putting me off, but I was thinking the Goonies, the Burbs, Nothing But Trouble, all of these films kind of mixed in that, I guess were more prevalent in the time where you could kind of take this more lighthearted approach where there weren't as big of stakes as like it feels like movies need to have now, where it's just this little cat and mouse situation, run around in a house, and it's kind of goofy and stuff. And so it definitely feels of its time of the 90s, but it definitely did remind me of a lot of other things.
Well, yeah, I think the thing is, like, when I say that it's like it's a unique movie, it's not because it doesn't have a lot of recognizable elements from other things. It's strictly because there are so many elements from so many other things. It feels like it's just like kind of a trick or treat bag full of like different flavors. And that's maybe like a detriment in like 99% of movies, but I've only come to grown to enjoy that about this movie. There's a lot about this movie that I just sort of like am biased towards in general. Everett McGill and Wendy Roby are both like Twin Peaks stars at this time, and this is such a turn for Everett McGill in particular. And he does this insane like fucking Bruce Campbell shit throughout like half the movie. I love that. It's
a
so,
little
like,
bit of
different.
Jim Carrey too.
Yeah,
honestly,
I totally
I was
thought
getting
of
some Jim Carrey vibes. Yeah,
like that. This in particular was what.
Yeah.
That is Ace Ventura.
Yeah,
Tell me that's not Ace Ventura. Like,
yeah.
It's so fun. And then Wendy Roby is like fully channeling what's her name? The Mommy Dearest from fuck. Anyway, it's this shit right here. It's fucking
No more hangers!
from fucking Mommy Dearest.
I don't know
That
what
shit.
that is.
It's a Joan Crawford biopic that was like a huge deal. And who was in that? Faye Dunaway. And like, it was like a huge movie, and it's just about an abusive mom, basically, but it's a real person that was a star, Joan Crawford. Anyway, it's a whole thing, but like she's clearly channeling that energy, and those two flavors, fucking Jim Carrey and Joan Crawford in Mommy Dearest, like put together, that's a weird flavor, and that's what I'm talking about when I say it's a strange, unique blend.
A dash of incest and a little bit of leather daddy thrown in for good measure. I don't know what the point of that was, other than just to make them
leather
like,
daddy
as weird
outfit.
as fuck, you know? Like,
They get crazier. That was all we got. It's like, yeah, as they got older, they got more money, they got greedier, and they got crazier. Because this whole movie, but on top of everything else, and also kind of like at the root of everything, is a disdain for how rich people and the ownership class just siphons all of the wealth out of poor communities, specifically in ghettos and things like that. So like it's just like making it as big and bold and brashly stupid and crazy as possible. And I love it. I love it.
He has the fucking mask on his head, and he looks up the chimney, and he's like, I can't see anything.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, fucking course you can't.
Fucking leather mask.
You're in a gimp suit, my dude. You can't hunt in a gimp suit. They don't sell that shit at fucking Bass Pro Shops.
Oh, if you go to the right ones, Randy. There's a back room.
That's the Ass Pro Shop. Excuse me.
I got to go ass fishing this weekend. You got to get my gear, you know.
Gotta get those sinking lures, you know what I'm saying?
This movie reminds me a bit of Candyman with some of the commentary, and you know it takes place in a ghetto largely. So I think there's some overlaps in there as well. Every time I watch this, it's kind of just makes I think it would make a nice double feature with Candyman in that way.
Yeah, even Candyman 20 whatever, like the Nia Costas one, because that one, both of these movies deals directly with gentrification above all.
Yeah.
So like this whole movie is like a little bit of revenge porn by the end of things for the working poor and things like that, or like the destitute even. I mean, the fool comes from his life is shit. Like his mom has what is described as a very treatable cancer, and they can't afford to get it taken out. They're being evicted. They're the last holdouts in the building, and there's nothing but like drug addicts and like homeless people like just lining the fucking stairwells of their house. His sister's apparently pulling tricks on the side to make ends meet. Like it's rough shit. But like this movie somehow gets you giggling a lot of the time. Like that's a very weird thing. Yeah, it's dealing with some very heavy subject matter.
It is weird in its tones because not only that, so yeah, it starts off pretty heavy. And I guess maybe grounding it from a kid's perspective is how you can get away with a lot of these kind of things. But even, I mean, the gore, honestly, one of the most impressive things to me was kind of the scary aspects in the gore when he first goes into the basement and I didn't know what was going to be going on. And even, you know, I could see the strings being pulled, but I thought it was really well done. I was impressed by, you know, I was like, I'm just seeing these, you know, pale guys coming out and like grabbing at him. At first it's arms, but the way that they set it all up and the cues and everything, it worked really well. And then as it developed, a little bit of that got taken away because then you're kind of staring it in the face. But it's still, you know, there was some gore when he's throwing the bodies down and it's like disgusting too. Being sick, I was just like, oh, I don't want to look at this where they're throwing the gooey bodies down into the pool and eating, you know, like the cannibalism of it all and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty dark and gory in the horror aspects for sure.
Yeah, it does kind of ease up the throttles a little bit on the gore as it goes on. In fact, there was one scene where I was like at the climax, actually, when Everett McGill is blown the fuck away by dynamite and he comes out and he's just kind of like in his looks exactly like he did 5 minutes ago, except he like keels over dead. And I'm just like, I don't know, man, you could have made him up a little bit in that scene, but that's like the only complaint I really have is that scene in particular didn't feature a little bit of gore because that's your big catharsis moment of all things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leroy's corpse gets a pretty bad end in this movie. Like he gets like butchered and he throws the man throws pieces of his body to the people in the walls. And then Roach at some point uses what's left over of his corpse to like sit it upright, to like scare the rest of the kids in the walls or whatever, to run away, to like help like get him out of the cage or whatever. So like they're just using this leftover corpse as like a puppet in a certain sense.
You gotta use every part.
Fucking
Rames.
gnarly, man. And they are cannibals too on top of it.
Even when he's showing his tongue and it's like cut off, just the effect that they did. Yeah.
That effect stuck with me more than literally anything else in this movie. That's the thing I remembered from when I was a kid watching this. Yeah. Every time. It looks like it's like pockmarked and like, I don't know, man.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's touching Bob's trypophobia, I think.
Fucking hell.
Why can't anybody give me a goddamn second?
I like that. I think this is like a light criticism of this movie, I guess, but like the sort of commentary that it's making at sometimes feels a little like too on the nose. There's it's a little too like hand delivered at some point. When towards the end, whenever Full does find the gold and everything, he's like, "No wonder there's no money in the ghetto." It's just like, well, yeah,
that's true.
We get it, you know, but also like back in '91, maybe there just wasn't a whole lot of discussion about these things, so it helps.
I think there was a lot of discussion. I think it was a hot button issue in a way that it wasn't again until the summer of 2020, to be honest with you. But like I think it was a pretty like, you know, this was like right after I think the Rodney King situation, and like, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been right before, but it was early 90s, and my brain is taking that memory away from me. But it like this was hot shit. Like this was a thing for a known director to touch on. And like so to me, like the bluntness kind of serves a social function in that way. And so like I kind of can forgive it for that. And also to Juice's point earlier, like it is from a kid's perspective, the whole thing. And it does kind of like lend itself to, I don't know, it gives a little bit of license to play with some ideas like that, I guess, in a way that like to a more, I don't know, to a more less funny extent, like Pan's Labyrinth touches on real life events through the eyes of a kid. But it also gives you a little bit of context outside of that through the adults. This movie does a little bit less of that.
Yeah.
Well, to kind of go off Bob's criticism, I felt it not necessarily in that space, but I think too, because it starts off and it hits you with some really kind of harsh realities. And then even the ideas of the kids, like down in the basement, like it doesn't really pull its punches. But then at the end, it tries to go too candy coated, it feels like, where the whole community shows up. It's like, there's no community here. And it's like, we're a community and there's hundreds of people outside. That just doesn't gel as well tonally. Like, I think this movie has a hard time sticking in its tonal lanes, where if you had one or the other, like it would be okay, where that kind of fits more of the kid aspect of it, the hope, the idealized society and world that you want to exist and to escape to or whatever, then that fits with that. It's kind of all over the place. And so when you're shifting back and forth, it doesn't always feel consistent or clean, I guess, as a film, an overall film.
I want to make a quick correction. The Rodney King situation was 92. So this was 1 year prior to that happening. So correction on that. But yeah, like, I don't know, I understand what you're saying. Like, it is kind of like chintzy to have like the whole crowd show up at the end or whatever, but I kind of don't mind it so much. Like, I think I had more of like a what the fuck feeling towards it when I saw it the first time, but now it just feels like a natural conclusion to a statement movie. And I feel like this is a very blunt movie because that's what Wes Craven kind of does. like when he goes for social commentaries, he doesn't beat around the bush necessarily. He kind of goes right in there and just says what he's thinking. So I kind of just chalk it up to a directorial style to some extent too.
He's really sticking it to the man and he wants you to know it.
Wes.
Well, he's just like I don't want to, like, I respect Wes's commentary shit because it doesn't mince words. It's like, if you're so subtle that people can ignore the point, then maybe there's not a point, like there's an argument to be made there. So, but also subtlety is valuable in filmmaking. So it's a push and pull.
Yeah.
Fool, I think, is like a badass child character in this movie. Like, he beats the hell out of the man several times, like gouges his eyes, and like he's not fucking afraid of anything in this movie. It's a really cool like child character. It stands out.
Brandon Quinton Adams is this actor's name, and I guess he was in Sandlot and in A Mighty Duck, the Mighty Ducks, and a couple other things, but like not a whole ton else that I recognize anyway. Which, like, and not a lot. He was in nothing from 93 to 2001. He was in something called MacArthur Park, which I'm not sure I'm familiar with that film, but that's it. And so that's a shame though, because he fucking nails this movie so hard. I feel like he's a fucking great actor in this movie. He carries.
He is. He did a great job. He did a fantastic job, honestly. Yeah, his acting is really good and believable. And for a kid who pretty carries the film, essentially, you're with him the entire time, a lot of times alone. Yeah, he does a really, really good job.
Yeah. He kills it. That's strange that he hasn't done a whole lot outside of those handful of movies. I wonder.
I would love to see a return, or maybe he just found a better path for himself or whatever. That's fine. But I'm just like, it seems like this movie like shows him off in a way that very few kid actors get shown off, and it just winds up like not leading to a whole ton of work after this for him. Like a handful of like ensemble cast roles in kids movies, and that's about it. Like, I don't know. It's a shame.
Ving Rhames in this, aka the Secretary of Pussy, I thought did a good job as well. He's not in it for too long, but he's he serves his purpose pretty well. I would have liked a little more maybe of him, but
he did good. Yeah.
I liked him. Yeah, maybe a little more would have. I could have gone either way with it because he was also kind of a piece of shit in so many ways that I was like, a little bit. I was not rooting against him, but I was like, kind of like, you're leading a kid into perils unknown right now because your greedy ass cannot handle you cannot trust your own partner. So I don't know, but
I kind of like that though from that perspective, because it's not again to kind of go against the kind of tone, I guess, of the ending. I liked better of the beginning ending because it's kind of more realistic, where this figure is coming in to help you and to guide you to, better yourself in your situation.
Teach you a trade.
Yeah, I'm teaching you a trade and stuff like that. So, and that allows you to draw your own kind of conclusions, because in the same way, though, I mean, you have to say, well, if he didn't listen to this guy, he would be homeless and living out on the street anyway, So, I mean, there's more things going on there than just, as opposed to maybe the older gentleman who's just kind of giving him the story of these people. And it's more, the sage, kindly man or whatever. So I liked him as a character and as a device for this young boy. But yeah, I didn't necessarily need more of him. I needed more of something for this movie, not necessarily more of that character. But when we have that substance like that, when we have these characters where we're bouncing these kind of ideas off of, that works really well. And maybe one solution could be if we followed one cop figure, because I did like the way that the cops come into the house and it's just brushed off, like they didn't even
cookies and tea.
Yeah, exactly. Cookies. Well, we're going to trust everyone here. And they're obviously not picking up on the obvious red flags. Like why is this kitchen door made out of steel? Why are there padlocks on the outside of the houses?
The hidden BDSM closet full of shit too.
I like that little,
they have like this house serves whatever purpose the story needs from it at a moment. Like it has like to answer your like steel door question, that's hidden by a cupboard or like a false wall. Like there's so many false walls and shit that you kind of like. It's well past a Scooby-Doo house. It's very ridiculous. But yeah, I agree. Like going back to Ving Rhames for just 1 second. Like I think that's very true that he serves a very specific function, and that is, I guess from Wes Craven's perspective, like this is like both a revolutionary and an opportunist rolled into one, which is like something that makes for hard bedfellows when you're trying to like convince people to give a shit, basically. And he kind of like makes him the standing character for that is like drug dealers, like they recruit middle schoolers who have nowhere to turn to. Like this is a standard operating procedure for certain drug cartels in the United States. So like it operates on the same level, and they offer them a security that they're not given anywhere else. They're offered things that they cannot get elsewhere, and they aren't getting elsewhere, that the system has failed to give them or provide for them in a way that's trustworthy even. And you're right. Like I think a little bit more of like seeing what the police like just kind of blow off a call or something, like on a phone or something at the precinct, just be like, what, the house exploded now? Give me a break. We've been called there 3 times this week, and they hang up, and that's it. Like maybe that breaks the flow of that scene, but you know what I'm saying? Like just a little bit of that might be good, but I honestly like I'm okay without it too. Like this is a movie that like begs me to make excuses for it, I think, because I just love it so much.
Yeah. Something else I dig about this movie is the house itself being a sort of like visual metaphor for the ghetto, like the whole system, the whole issue, where like these kids are trying to escape it and they can't escape it. And Alice says, it basically lays it all out. Nobody ever escapes, and Fool's like, well, I'm fucking Fool. I'm gonna get my ass out of here, and he does. But it's a similar situation where it's like they're being chased around the house by these crazy motherfuckers, and then if they get got, they get like basically thrown in jail. Like the basement is sort of like a functioning jail. If they step out of line, that's where they go, and they just rot. It's like like the whole thing kind of works as a sort of visual metaphor that I like pretty well.
That's true.
And at the end, when like the whole like giant crowd shows up, and the sister, I forget the sister's name, but I believe she's the one that
Alice.
says,
I'm sorry, no.
Fool's sister.
Yeah, what is her name?
Rebecca? I forget. But she says something along the lines of like, you guys are, taking our youth and using them for your own like sick, twisted,
Ruby.
Whatever. Ruby, thank you. And that it sort of made me think like, well, they're all basically imprisoned in the basement. And I was like, are they trying to reach for some sort of like for-profit prison commentary kind of thing at the end there. That might be wrapped up into it as well. There's definitely a lot. They're touching on a lot of hot button issues for sure.
That's the thing is like for being so blunt, they are like leaving a lot of doors like semi-open, and allowing you to think about them for yourself. So like that's nice actually.
Nice.
And yeah, like I don't know how Alice fits into that equation necessarily. Like she's kind of like I don't know. I was watching this with Beck, and Beck had a real like reaction, like understandably, to the abuse that she's put under. Like the fucking that whole scene, or she's like being forced to clean the blood and thrown into scalding water and all this stuff. Yeah. That is like direct. That's like Mommy Dearest writ horror. That is what that is. And like Wendy Roby is putting out her full like fucking Mommy Dearest display out there, and it is a little like that, like the movie that it seems like it's cribbing off of a little bit. It's a little hard to watch, and I don't know how that fits into that particular metaphor you have, Bob, except for maybe like people, I don't know, like who are also living kind of put down, but because they're, they fall into line, they follow the rules strictly, no matter how unreasonable, and they don't show that they care about the people that are like not skating by as well as they are. I don't know. Yeah. I think you might have to force that a little bit, but as a device for this movie, she's fucking great because it's so like difficult to watch her go through some of that shit.
Yeah, she delivers the whole like see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil thing, and that's the only way you can really exist in this house and like not be tortured or have your tongue cut off or thrown in jail or whatever. She just sort of like it takes what comes, and I don't know, maybe that's some sort of like allegory for like I don't know, someone who like just acquiesces. I don't know, like knows they should do more to help, but just doesn't. Like just a bystander. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, a bystander is somebody who doesn't like technically a bystander is somebody who's not being abused, and she is. So like, it's a little hard to like, it's a little hard to place what like in that particular schema of your interpretation how she fits. But she serves the movie, the plot for sure.
Serves the movie very, very well, and like makes a very, very sympathetic character. Like what they do is they have all these kids that are like non-entities like wrapped up in the dungeon until the end of the movie where they're liberated, and that's great. But like as a method of like explaining the sheer like how much is going on here, you have this girl who can speak the truth and tell you what's going on, and you have Roach who can show you exactly how far that shit goes in a way that makes it understandable when you go back to those people in the basement and you see, okay, so all of these people are stolen kids who have had their fucking eyes, tongues, and ears removed or ears removed. I don't know, man. Like, that's pretty fucked up. I kind of feel like there's a little bit of an argument to be made that they did those people under the stairs make up just a little bit too much. Once you get the cold light of day on them, they look a little bit dead-eyed-y, and I'm like, that's maybe not quite right. But again, you can chalk that up to the kid's point of view or something. But that one always was like, man, I'm glad these people are like, these kids have gotten free, and they're like, they burst through the fucking stairs and shit, and it's really awesome.
Yeah.
But then they're just like rescued kidnapping victims, and they look like shit. Like, I want better for them, I guess.
Yeah. That is a cool ass moment when they all just start like climbing through the walls, and it's pretty badass.
There's also this split between kind of religious perspectives, especially where we start off with the tarot cards, and her basing a lot around that, and then the whole burn in hell and the whole religious
burn in hell.
They have the whole fucking room with all the kids' pictures up on it and the crosses, and it's like this little altar or whatever. That was a really weird, fucked up moment. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, they got a split. The only thing I could think about with the Alice in the situation of the house, it's like when you consider all the kids in there, from a perception, you could say like it seems like she's the most privileged one because she's not living in the basement. She doesn't have her tongue removed. She doesn't have, anything else. And yet at the same time, she's suffering in her own type of abuse. So even within the systems, the ones at the top aren't necessarily living the high life. They're still,
doing what you're told is
suffering
supposed to save you, and it only saves you so much. It can only save you to the point where you're not going to get your tongue cut out.
Yeah, still being oppressed, but not as badly,
and psychologically,
I guess.
Yeah,
like on a level
you don't have to eat flesh, then sure, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. If you think of inhabitants of like Roach as like somebody living in the ghetto, escaping, doing things he shouldn't in order to survive, and just barely escaping by the skin of his teeth, then Alice is the person who's like got as many jobs as it takes to pay rent, and like does what she's supposed to do, and still like the world hands her shit and nothing but shit all the time. The powers that be don't give a shit if she gets robbed, for example, if you're living in a bad neighborhood. Like it's just like, oh, okay, well, we'll take a statement. Like, I don't know. There's some commentary you could thrust into there, I suppose. It's just like it's more oblique than a lot of the other stuff. It's not as blunt.
Yeah, for sure.
I liked how they handled Roach. The effects that they have on his voice when it sounds like it's supposed to be through the whole house, and how he's kind of like leading him initially through the house. I thought that went out way too quick, though. I was kind of surprised when he just up and died. I was like, oh, okay.
That character,
I don't know, especially when there was so much more movie left. I looked at the time and I was like, oh.
I like that character a lot. And he, a couple days after we put on That Thing You Do, and he's in That Thing You Do. He's like all up in that shit. I didn't realize.
Sean Whalen's in a bunch of shit. You might know him from Lost too.
Yeah, he
was in Lost as a bit character.
He's done a lot of stuff, a whole lot of stuff. But
he's a prolific character actor, actually, and like this is the role I remember him from the most myself.
Yeah.
Just I don't know, because he's so highlighted, I guess, but he's present in so many properties that we all would know.
My boy Roach, all up in the walls.
That's my boy Roach.
My boy.
But yeah, I don't know.
The woman in this movie, she said this line towards the beginning that's so fucking cringy, but it like really sounds like some shit that's a lot of super privileged people say like regularly. She says, it's as if we're the prisoners and the criminals are roaming free. And it's just like such a fucking cringy line. I was like, damn, that hits home.
Yeah, exactly. This is like, again, like this is ultimately like vengeance porn for the poor and beleaguered, maybe, and against the well-to-do and uncaring and outright cruel. So having her like just say like the most fucked up talking points you could imagine off of talk radio is exactly what I think Wes Craven was going for here.
Oh shit. Yeah. I think he captured it pretty well, and we all know that super wealthy landlords are also wearing exclusively leather in the bedroom. We know that.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Dude, I kind of love how little they explain that, and how little they explain the brother, sister, mother, father relationship.
Yeah.
Like just leaving it to be like, well, it's because they're fucking crazy and assholes. They're crazy assholes. What's there to get?
Randy, like, your sister doesn't call you daddy? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, only you call me daddy, and you know we have rules about that.
Oh, big
Whoa,
daddy.
damn.
Ooh. Damn. Straight chilling after dark. It is after dark, boys.
It is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did like that, where they didn't have to over explain things. I did like the line drop of, the more money they get, the crazier they got, and that this has kind of been going on for a while, that the kind of money has corrupted their brains and they're not thinking straight. So yeah, I mean, because it does kind of support that thing where they're in this weird relationship where they want a child, I guess, and they want a boy and a girl. But they are only willing to take them and then to beat them into a submission instead of just having kids, or so yeah, it's an interesting aspect. Maybe they don't explore that as much as maybe they could, but I like how they don't over explain. I did like where it was just like, yeah, this dude's in a fucking leather suit. Kind of wish
he just runs out and starts yelling, and it's the fucking greatest reveal.
Also, too, how would these Yeah, they would not. When those cops showed up, there would just be holes everywhere.
Absolutely true. Absolutely, he has holes in everything, like bullet holes. Like but they do this perfect. They do this like I don't know what you would call it, but like this perfect like tableau of like hiding everything or whatever. It's like fucking. I don't know, like Matilda when the Trunchbull comes in, they just hide everything just perfectly.
Yeah. They do a good job showing the cops. Like, the cops show up and they're like, doing their quote due diligence, but like they don't really suspect anything wrong is happening. They're barely looking. They're just hanging out, having a good old time, and then they go on their merry way.
Oh yeah.
Well, they mostly just take them at their word. Yeah, too, because even when they go into the girl's room where it's like, okay, you've been called on suspicion of child abuse, and they say, we have no kids, and then you show up and there's a room and it looks like a kid's been living there, and they just feed you a story and you just take them at their word. That's definitely another kind of commentary too of not doing your due diligence. Oh, these are trustworthy, good people. Why?
That's
why? Why do you think
because
that?
they're wealthy, because they know what things to say to the police to make them go away. Like that's. Then they have I don't know, you have influence, you have a respectability that somebody like Fool doesn't have in his day-to-day life. He's just a not-nosed kid. I would have actually liked to see that maybe is like see him have a run-in with the cops or something earlier in the movie.
That's what I was saying. I kind of wish there was a little bit more like maybe a consistent cop presence or one character that we saw.
I just don't think they were focused on the cops in this movie so much as it was like landlords in particular.
Sure.
Evil fucking slumlord pieces of shit. So maybe it was just outside of the scope of what he wanted to focus on. But I think like the overall, like the take cadence of this movie feels like it should have maybe a little bit of that. That's a good call.
Yeah, stick it to all the men, Craven. Don't leave any unstuck.
There's a support system for these kind of fuckers. So all these leather daddies, they got a support system.
It's not straight chilling.
we don't kink shame, but we daddy shame here. Don't you do it?
Oh, no, daddy. No, that's totally acceptable. That's fine.
What are you going to do to me, Daddy?
That's encouraged, even.
That's not encouraged. But as long as it's all above board, it's fine. It's nothing in the basement. All right.
Okay, Bob.
Do you guys have any other major points you want to touch on? I think we mostly covered it.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Anything else I can squeeze into my review?
Squeeze it in, Daddy. All right.
Okay, that's a bump then. I mean, why do you give us such truffles from this shit?
They're gifts. Enjoy them, please.
Wow.
I got a rock.
All I got was this damn leather, Daddy. Let's go ahead and rate this thing out of 5. Juice, why don't you kick us off? How do you feel about The People Under the Stairs for the first time?
Yeah, like I said, I was watching this. I was very, very, very sick and just not in a mood to be laughing or to be going on a fun romp or anything like that, which it's not a fun romp. But so a lot of I got it. I could see it. But a lot of the fun vibes that was supposed to be going on just could not hit with me. So that did affect my viewing of the movie. The positives that I really liked about this movie, though, was the kid. He did a fantastic job. I mean, he really, for such a young kid, he carried this movie and he played it really well. The gore was really good. I thought it was stronger in the beginning, and I kind of wish that they stuck with that tone a little more, but I was impressed and I was creeped out. Even when they're showing you some things, it's still troubling looking, but they shift more to like, I guess, a visual horror with like the gooey corpse and how fucked up these kids look. So yeah, one funny moment that did hit with me though was when he was letting the when he was gonna let them go, and he's talking to one of them, and he's like, "Oh, go out there! You got to go outside with the birds and the sunshine and the women." That shit cracked me up pretty good.
And the guy's like, "Ugh."
Yeah, he's like, that was pretty good. I liked Roach. I liked the effect that they used on his voice. It was such a wild piece. I was just kind of bummed that he went out so quickly. Yeah, I like the weirdness of the man and the woman. Very disturbing at sometimes. The child abuse was like a fucked up aspect to this. But the things that I wasn't really crazy about was like the tone shifts. It felt a little too all over the place. And a lot of it too, the chasing, just the back and forth through the same ass house, through the same like corridors, and then the shotgun blasting. I mean, it just felt like over and over and over again. It was just running through halls, shotgun blasts, crazy screaming. And I just felt there was too much of that for too long. And it lacked some substance where like they touch on things, and maybe if they'd taken time to maybe develop some of those more ideas out instead of just like outright stating them, instead of just like running around blasting a shotgun, then maybe I would feel like that this movie had a little bit more to it. But for me overall, I think I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
A 3 out of 5 from Juice.
Yes.
Right.
Bob. Whoa. Bob, out of 5, how do you feel about, what is it, The People Under the Stairs?
Nailed it. Pretty good. This movie, I think it's super, super entertaining. And it's a bit of like a gumbo because it feels like it borrows a lot of things from a lot of different movies, but blends them up in a way that makes it feel kind of fresh and original all on its own. They do deliver on some gore and some pretty spooky moments. They're feeding body parts to the dog, to these children that are, locked away in the basement. They're all disfigured. You see just corpses laying everywhere. There's blood. It gets pretty sticky, pretty icky. The man and the woman are just fucking weird, fucking crazy. The like leather daddy stuff I think is just hilarious, honestly, because it doesn't really serve a purpose. It's just fucking funny when he runs out, gun blasting, full leather, just screaming his ass off. It demands your attention. I think that works pretty well. This movie touches on like so many different like issues, like we talked about gentrification, like classism, capitalism, racism, the police, and I even think like a bit of like for-profit prisons. Like there's a lot of stuff being touched in this movie, and like it is pretty blunt. I think the first time we watched this, that bothered me more than it does now. Like just be blunt about it. Like why you don't always be subtle all the time. Like I don't really think it's a detriment to this movie necessarily. The cat and mouse thing, I agree with you, Juice. It's just too much. It gets boring and it feels kind of redundant. And like this isn't a super long movie, but I think if you could have taken out even like, I don't know, 8 or 10 minutes or something of the cat and mouse stuff, I think it really would have improved the film. And I think the ending is goofy, man. When they slide down that chimney, and then also in the vault, Fool puts like gold coins in a candle, so as it burns down, they start falling, and it like tricks the man to run in there. And I don't know, that stuff, it just didn't quite work for me. It felt a little too hokey, a little too cartoonish compared to the rest of the movie. The ending is just a little hokey. It didn't like fully land. I do like the whole fucking like community coming together and like just dancing as the money like rains down on them. It's goofy, but like in a funnier way. I don't know. Like I was able to like chuckle at it, and like it really drives the point home. So it does serve a purpose in that way. Overall, it's a really enjoyable movie. It's just super fucking weird, and I like it. It's not perfect, but I think there's more good than bad here. So I'm gonna come in with a 3.5 out of 5 for this. Randy, how do you feel?
I think it's pretty clear that I feel pretty good about this movie. Like I said, I only have grown an affinity towards this movie as things have gone on, if nothing else. Like it seems like I think at this point it's fair to say that my love of it has grown and not even stayed where it was. I love the performances in this movie. I think they're completely insane, the way that they like have these characters behave. I think it is kind of like childish or whatever. Rob, you had said that there's like a hokiness to some of those things, and I think that's true, but I also don't dislike it. I like it just fine with that hokiness in the mix. I think that if anything that you mentioned that would bother me, it was probably sliding down the chimney, because that is not a thing that can happen the way that they showed it, and they even had to speed it up to like a ridiculous, fast speed. I don't know. That part I could see like, okay, yeah, that could take me out of it. And maybe that sort of thing belongs more in the front part of the movie than the climax, maybe it just makes more sense there. But I liked like the coins and the candle or whatever, because that is full like saying like, no, fuck the money. We got to stop this guy. And like in doing so, he does save people's money and he saves the lives of all these kids that are trapped there. He does everything he's supposed to do. He hosses the fuck up. He makes the smart decision, not the greedy decision like his mentor did. And he wins, and there's something nice about that. I think that there's a lot of cool social commentary happening here, like we talked about, like a lot of interesting things being touched on. They can be interpreted a number of ways. I think there's probably like some pretty strong feelings about this movie, both good and bad towards that commentary, and not necessarily because people's hearts are in the right place, but because Wes Craven's a white dude in Hollywood making a movie about inner city youths. Like, I'm sure he had some blind spots. And so like, I don't want to say that he's got everything 100% right by any means. Certainly not. He rarely does, but
the white man gets it right again.
Jesus Christ. Juice is a very, very famous supporter of the white savior myth. Lean on me, buddy. But yeah, this is that's not the right thing. Anyway, but I don't know. I just like all that shit. And you're right. It's a total gumbo of flavors. And I think that it makes a pretty unique experience. The cat and mouse, the only thing about that, like that when it does start to drag on is when Everett McGill for like the third time has to say like, oh no, he got away. It's like, okay, well, that's a little repetitive. I got to give you that. But I don't mind like the actual chase itself or even the shotgun for the most part, because they do mix it up a little bit, enough for me anyway. I think the thing with Alice is super fucked up and it's hard to watch. I think the thing with Roach is super fucked up, and I do kind of wish I had seen just a little bit more of him, but I think that it gave him weight that he died the way that he did and when he did. If anything, I think there's a criticism to be had about the way this movie sort of like semi-peaks as he escapes the first time, and then it comes down and has like a sage moment of wisdom with the ghetto elder played by Bill Cobb, and then he just gets right back into the thresher, and we're supposed to like rocket back to the top again immediately. And it doesn't. It's a little bit jarring at that moment, probably more than any other time in the movie for me. Okay, so that's all out there. I gave this movie originally a 3, and it's a surprisingly low score from the start of our podcast, like the early days of our podcast. The first 10 episodes, it's in there somewhere. And man, I've only grown to like this movie more. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4. I think this is a fucking great movie. I think it's got maybe a little bit of your mileage may variness to it, and certainly a time and a place-ness to it. But I think it's a 4 film for me. I just really, really enjoy it.
Do you know what Bob's original score was?
I can look. Give me 1 second. Bob's was a 2. So he.
Oh, wow.
Almost. Bob.
I don't remember. Damn. Yeah. That's.
And then Jack was at a 2.5 and Ross was at a 1.5. So we had some varying scores on this. I gave it a 3 myself.
Some low numbers.
I said that already, didn't I? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Cool. Well, with Randy's 4, that's going to put our aggregate at a 3.5.
Hell yeah.
Definitely improved
Justice.
over last time. So there you go. As per usual, when you guys pick a movie for us to review, we do encourage you to send in a voicemail or an email sharing your own thoughts and rating on the movie. Matt sent us an email. Juice, do you have that pulled up?
I do. Okay. Hello, Straight Chillin' crew. I hope you enjoyed this crazy Wes Craven flick. If not the movie itself, then the conversation it sparked. Y'all had already covered it back on episode 3, deep in the archives, so thank you for covering it again. I picked this movie because both my wife and I bonded over how much this movie scared us as tweens. It was a scary movie go-to at the VHS rental store, though in hindsight, we were definitely too young to be watching this film. Coming out the year before, I feel like People Under the Stairs walked so Candyman could run. Tackling the issues of Black poverty, the exploitation of urban property, and gentrification, things a rural tween from Kentucky would have known nothing about if not wrapped in the candy shell of a weird incest S&M shotgun living zombie horror movie like this and Candyman.
The hunk of chunker.
Oh, my Lord. Cool factoid for Randy. Everett McGill and Wendy Robbie got their, is that Robbie or Roby? Wendy Roby?
I've said Roby, but I'm not 100%.
Okay. Got their roles as father and mother in this film because they had already played husband and wife on Twin Peaks. Whoa. This movie is a nice little time capsule and fun romp, if slightly cringy. B plus. Yeah, Matt has stated he's not crazy about our 5-star rating system, so he gives it a B plus.
How do we translate that?
He also says, I'd fuck a space vampire. Signs it, Bridge Troll Matt. Also, we got some hashtags here. We got hashtag rock hard with soju, hashtag like rock hard, hashtag for real, hashtag I am not just soju saying this. All right.
Nobody's listening.
Lies.
Lots of hashtags there.
Lies.
Thanks for the support there, Matt.
Not just soju saying this.
100% believable in every conceivable way.
Everybody's favorite hashtag. I'm not just soju saying this.
I'm a little offended that he thought I wouldn't know that Big Ed and his wife were in this movie. Come on, man. Who you dealing with here?
Juice and I don't think would have ever clocked.
Well,
I also knew Big Head was in this movie.
Big Head. Yeah, Ed Big Head.
Miss my boy, Mr. Big Head.
How dare you? I don't have that queued up.
Sure, I've seen Twin Peaks. I know Mr. Big Head.
I've seen Double Peak. Yeah, Double Peak's a great show. My favorite part is when Laura Palms gets arrested.
Big Laura Palms.
Big Laura Palms.
Big Laura Harry Palms. I know her.
Twin Peaks, they got great wings. I love their chicken wings.
Oh, man.
Spicy.
Thanks for picking this flick, Matt. It's an interesting movie, and it is fun to talk about for sure and revisit.
And actually, one thing he touched on, which it's interesting. Like it is kind of a tween movie while not being.
Yeah.
So like that's like so apt, and we were kind of circling that a little bit, but it's very true. And I kind of think that might be part of why I love it so much now, is because like I am finding new or like more robust reasons to love this movie, even though I already kind of loved it for its just straight up horrorness as a kid. And it's like sort of like Goonies-ness too. I don't know. It kind of kept it kept strong connections to me and added new tendrils of enjoyment with each viewing. I know.
Give me them tendrils.
Tendrils.
Right. Right on. Let's jump into our Rotten Tomatoes segment and see what the critics and users have to say about The People Under the Stairs.
Certified.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I'm going to have these gentlemen guess within the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive scores are for The People Under the Stairs on RottenTomatoes.com. There are 33 critical reviews of this film, just 33. Keep that in mind as you start to tell me what your aggregate positive score guess is. So I'll start with Bob today. Bob, where do you think those 33 reviews land? What percentage are positive reviews?
For critics, I could see this being fairly low. It's a weird fucking movie, man. How low though? I'll go with 50, please. Right down the middle.
50. All right. Juice, what about you?
I think it's going to be more positive than that. I'll say 70.
Wow.
70. All right. Well, let me do a little quick math. Oh, whoa, ringy dingy ding. Somebody's got the big prize here. Somebody got it dead on. I'll tell you, the actual score for this critical review is 70%. Juice is going to take this one home.
Whoa,
70%
all right.
on the money. Yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah, Bob. That's a hell yeah.
You are what you eat, and it's hell.
I guess so.
What? Yeah. Good job, Juice. We're going to move on to our audience score.
Great
There
job,
are over
buddy.
20.
Proud of you.
Killing it. Killing the game.
Shut the fuck up!
25,000 plus audience ratings. We're going to start with Juice on this one. Out of those 25,000, what percentage of those are positive? Retain your title or don't. Do it.
I think it's still going to be positive. I think it's going to be around there, but maybe a little lower. 66.
66. Bob, how about you?
I'll go with the comedy number 69, please.
69. Well, let's see here. There's somebody who's 5 percentage points away from glory here. And, man, Bob, you would have been closer if you'd chosen 69 the first time. Juice is going to take this one. It is a 61%.
Whoa! 61. That's a hell yeah, sweet, Bob.
Hey, way to go, buddy. Proud of you.
After 1 week off, I'm coming back on fire, boys.
On fire. Fire!
I bet y'all missed the hell yeets last week, huh?
Desperately.
Oh, man. Everybody was... we were talking about shutting it down. We're like, you know what? This hour and a half of footage is not good enough.
We can't do it. Cancel the show.
Can't do it.
It's canceled.
I know it was a little bumpy going there for a bit, so, I'm glad.
Fucking idiot.
All right, moving to the critical consensus. The critical consensus reads as follows. Held aloft by gonzo black comedy and socially conscious subtext, The People Under the Stairs marks a unique, though wildly uneven, change of pace for director Wes Craven. That all seems pretty fair to me, even-handed to me.
Yeah.
It's wild shit.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to read, as I always do, at least one negative review and see if it has any funniness to it. It's a very hit or miss process. Here we go. There are a few push-button frights, but a total dearth of mind-disturbing terror. The humor, too, is broad, crowd-pleasing stuff. This is a negative review. What the fuck? Okay, let's try and find one that's actually negative. As with most Craven images, that's Craven with a capital, not just the word. As with most Craven images, this one suffers from lackluster performances, a clumsy screenplay, a campy tone, and a noticeable lack of suspense.
I thought the performances were fun. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
There was definitely some suspense.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like if you didn't,
it is
feel
campy
something
though.
Yeah, for sure.
It's campy, but it's like clearly an intentional choice too.
Yeah.
Nobody accidentally apes Ace Ventura. Like that's a choice. Nobody accidentally turns into Bruce Campbell all of a sudden. It's so funny because Everett McGill's character in Twin Peaks is like the most straight-laced, like good, like moral dude in the world who's just like in a rough position in life. And he's very beleaguered and like just he wants the best for people and he does his duty. And he watched this fucking movie the same year and it's like, whoa, Everett's got range.
Love that, Mr. Big Head.
Oh, Mr. Big Head. Yeah. So that's our Rotten Tomatoes segment. Bob, I wonder if you had a little
got some trivia there, Bob.
I do. Let's get into it.
All right.
It's totally time for trivia.
Trivia. Yeah, there's a decent amount on this one. So, Wes Craven, he wanted to write this movie after reading a real-life news story about burglars breaking into a house. When the authorities arrived, the burglars had disappeared, but they discovered locked doors with noises coming from behind them. Children had been locked up inside the rooms by their parents, never allowed to go outside.
Damn, didn't he get something else from some kind of news article or something like that?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
it was Elm
That's
Street
right.
Too,
yeah.
Dude,
Weird.
Wes, he
just reading the news.
Yeah, I want to make a movie out of it. That's fucked up.
We need a new story, Wes. Come on.
Hold on, let me get to page 6.
Oh, here's a fucked up story. Let's make a movie about it.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it works. It works for him. It paid dividends. So
yeah. So the coin that pulls out of Spencer's hand is a real gold coin. It's known as the American Gold Eagle and contains 1 ounce of 22 karat gold. It would have been worth approximately $708 in 1991.
Dang.
Big old doinks.
That's a big old doink.
Those are some big old doinks.
That'll buy some big old doinks. Shortly before his death, Wes Craven was developing a television show version of this for the Sci-Fi Channel. What the fuck would that look like?
Not good.
Probably not. Probably not.
I don't know. I don't love the double dipping that successful directors and writers and so on get to do with their character. Like it's a real easy way to fuck up a good legacy.
True that. There's apparently, I've never seen Criminal Minds. People love this show, but there's a Criminal Minds episode from 2010. It's called Mosley Lane, and it's very similar to the plot of this movie. It portrays a husband and wife who own a funeral home and abduct children. Even the wives' hairstyles are the same, apparently.
What the fuck?
Never seen it.
Criminal Minds, that tracks for me. I've seen an episode or two of that show, and man, they're just slopping that shit right up on the screen. No ifs, ands, or buts. I don't know. To me, that shit is very lazy.
Do they have the butts?
You kids like them extra sloppy. We know it.
Sloppy butts.
In this house. Keep our butts nice and sloppy.
You know how you boys like your butts sloppy.
Like a nice cut fig, according to Heidelberg.
Cut fig? Oh.
I don't need to know anything more than that. I'm sure that has context that I don't need to remember.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The hunk of chunker.
The hunk of chunk.
Good chunk.
Fucking hell. The interiors of this house were apparently also used in the filming of Rob Zombie's classic Halloween.
Oh,
shit. Oh, that's cool for him.
I guess.
Good for the Dragula committee.
Mr. Dracula himself.
Some people thought that was the original Halloween.
You know, you can't.
Some people think the Earth is flat.
And some people are right.
That's true.
The actor Sean Whalen, who played Roach in this, was 26 years old when he played this part. He's not
a skinny little guy.
Look 26.
Yeah, it's a little guy.
Yeah,
he's just a little feller.
We're being very diminutive.
He looks
It's a funky little tomato.
You look 12, sir.
He kind of did in the movie. Adult man, you look 12. The budget for this was $6 million. It grossed $31 million at the box office.
Nice.
And this is the last bit I have here. This is a little long, but it's pretty interesting. So scenes from this movie are shown on the Twister ride at Universal Studios Orlando.
What? What scenes?
Yeah,
was it the house blowing up?
No. Well, I'll get to it. So,
then fuck, I don't know.
What scenes are you talking about, Bob?
Let me fucking get to it. Goddamn.
Bob, will you shut up and answer our question? Jesus Christ.
God damn it. Shut
Twister
up.
in Orlando, Florida, Bob? You sure you read that right?
Shut the fuck up.
There it is. Thank you. So the Twister ride at Universal allows guests to experience what it would be like to be in a real tornado or twister, which destroys a mock city street during the ride. On the Twister set, there are various structures such as buildings, vehicles, gas stations, and the Galaxy Drive-In Theater. As the Twister ride unfolds and before the set is torn apart by the simulated tornado, the Galaxy Drive-In plays scenes from the people under the stairs on the screen. There you go.
Okay.
Oh. Why did you just say that, dude? Come on.
Shut the fuck up.
I actually remember that.
I remember the hips don't lie.
I never seen that movie, but I remember it showing a movie in it. But yeah,
I probably recognized that when I did write it.
I wonder if that's also in the Twister movie too, because that also happens in the movie.
I don't know. It might be in the trivia section if it is. So let's find out.
That's it. That's all I got.
Oh.
Well, what the fuck?
You finally shut up, and I got nothing left.
Damn it. Well, Bob,
want more from me, Bob.
Here?
Come on, give us more.
Damn it.
Respond!
Let's talk Cooter of the Week.
We can do that. Sure.
Straight chillin'.
Cooter of the Week!
Juice, what is a Cooter, and why are there 8 of them in this movie?
Oh, Cooter's a character type and a straight chillin' exclusive. Cooter must hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a Cooter, but we want the Cooter with the most points. The 5 points of Cooterdom are sexual deviance, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall look and attire, and overall patheticness. Boys, I'm just not sure if we got one this week.
Ooh, are we Cooter free, man? You know?
Yeah, Cooter free since 91.
Like the police do, you know. It's just,
It is not in the file.
It's not in the file.
It's not in the file.
Thanks for the tea and cookies.
No.
Oh, shit. Wait.
Let's go Diddy.
Hold on a second. Yeah, let's talk about Diddy, because I if I remember right, and I could be wrong, dude has a leather gimp suit he likes to hunt children with.
Nothing wrong.
Does that qualify for anything? What's our list? Oh, yeah, I think that might qualify. That might be looking attire, perhaps.
All right, let's start with let's start with looking attire. We don't get to start with that one a lot. So yes, gimp suit. It doesn't breathe. It's just.
I mean, I thought he was looking pretty fly, if I'm being honest.
I mean,
for a white
probably
guy.
looked pretty sweaty if you took that fucking thing off.
Dude, how bad does that man smell after just 5 minutes in that thing? Like, nightmare situation.
Those are some roasted boiled peanuts right there.
Cajun style.
Peanuts in your face.
What a strangely perfect bump for that moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes magic happens.
You're a mad.
So yeah, looking attire for sure. Manipulation. I don't really know if he's hitting on that one, but
he lies to the police like motherfucker. So I suppose you could chalk it up there.
Yeah, he specifically keeps the things under the stairs hungry.
Yeah, the things. Yes, you don't have to call them that now. We know we're in spoiler territory. Yeah, the things. Those kidnapped.
It's just the title of the movie. The people under the stairs.
Even the title is more good. Yeah, even the title is more humanizing than you are right now.
Well, you know,
those fangs.
Yes. So yeah, manipulation for sure. Smug arrogance. I can't help but remember a small moment where he believes to have killed the entrapped child and dances around with his bayonet saying, I got him, I got him, I got him, I got him, I got him. Like fucking goddamn Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know. Maybe that's a little arrogant because he was wrong. He killed his own fucking dog.
Yes, arrogant, smug arrogance.
That'd be 3. Let's see. Sexual deviancy. Well,
what are you going to do to me, Daddy?
Check.
He calls his sister mom, so
yeah, they kind of got a thing. They got a husband and wifeness going on.
Yeah, there's some kind of weird thing.
They also allude to him being like predatory, like he's attracted to Alice for sure. Like there's a couple.
He calls her a whore.
Yeah, and he like insists that like her and Fool have gotten together, and it really upsets him. And there's this one moment where he even like grabs his crotch when he's like creeping up on her, like in the basement. It's like not really chill. So I think he's got that on lock.
I think I'd have to agree, which leaves patheticness. Now, what could you get this man on for patheticness? Oh, we already covered all of it. Pretty much that entire thing is pretty goddamn pathetic.
When he when he waits for permission to beat her at the very beginning, I think it's the first time we see Alice or whatever, but the mom is saying, oh, she's giving away silverware or whatever.
She's feeding that thing in the wall.
He's so excited to like beat the shit out of her. It's like, damn, dude.
He is. That's
hell. That is pathetic.
What are they?
So yeah, I think we got a lock on him, maybe. Yeah. But let's go to his counterpart and just sort of see, because honestly, like
Mama,
he is like the obvious choice for this award. But Mommy is kind of the power behind the throne here.
The power bottom.
A real power bottom.
She's really pegging the shit out of him.
So. Smug arrogance. Damn. Let's start there. We don't start with smug arrogance all the time.
There. Pegged by your sister. Man. I see it every day.
Yes, that's what a boy likes.
Nobody's listening.
Oh god!
All right, let's move.
There's no one left to host the show.
It's so fucked up.
Rob has died in a fit of giggles.
Oh yeah, the woman.
Yeah.
Wait.
Smug arrogance.
There
So yeah, her attitude towards the population of her slum.
Yes.
Pretty
Dropping some N-bombs in here.
Yeah. Or it comes right up to the line because pretty taboo.
I thought they dropped them.
Yeah.
Did they actually drop it?
Yeah.
I think so.
She gets one full N-word out, and then at the end, she's about to again. She gets cut off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe you're right. I was thinking of the end for sure. I had forgotten.
He gets one too.
Oh, does it?
At the beginning, I think when he was talking about the liquor store getting robbed.
Oh, actually, yeah. No, he did.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember his now.
I was like, good Lord.
But yeah, and then so smug arrogance. I mean, my God. And looking at Tyre, she is fully channeling Joan Crawford with the fucking eyebrows, the fucking hairdo, the dress. It's all very, very in line with that sort of character or that inspiration. I can't know this, but it seems so obvious to me that there's no way it wasn't informed by the movie Mommy Dearest. It has to have been. Manipulation. Holy shit.
Check. Yeah, I mean everything they do is manipulating. Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Every single thing.
Let's see.
Patheticness.
Oh my gosh.
Everything
yes.
they do is pathetic. Everything.
I don't know how to even like this is like it goes beyond even justification. It's just so fucking apparent that this person is very pathetic and fucked up. Sexual deviance. You can still say that it's the mommy, daddy, brother, sisterness of it all.
Yeah.
You could still put it on that. We don't technically know that there's sexual things going on.
She doesn't have a gimp suit. She doesn't have the gimp suit.
That's because she's a dom, and in this movie, your gimp doesn't run the show. Come on, you're not new.
We
Come
all
on.
know that. Okay.
Yes,
we all know.
Everyone knows this. Yeah. So I don't know. I think she's definitely a Cooter. I think that he's the more cartoonish Cooter out of the two, but she's the more like. I don't know. The way that she treats Alice is so fucked up, and particularly so just twisted to me. That I know that like he's like chopping people's hearts out and keeping people under the stairs hungry because he hates them so much and throwing them
things.
But like those things.
The things under the stairs.
But she like I don't know, the psychological torture that she puts this girl under, it really rubs me the wrong way just watching it go on. So yeah, I think that's more than enough for those two.
All right.
Do we want to keep going? Because there's other people that could maybe qualify, but the rest are more arguable than these two.
Those are going to be the highest hitting for
Those
sure.
are definitely going to be the highest. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we can call them locked up.
We got them.
That's fine.
Lock them out, boys.
Mommy
We're
and daddy are going to jail.
We got them.
Cooter prison. Throw away the key. All right, boys. It's time to relax and just talk about what we've been watching this week.
Hey gang, what you been watching?
Randy, what you been watching?
So not a ton this week. I did finish up the Goosebumps series, and it was fine. Like I think that some of the sheen of it wore off when I realized it was not a one-off event. It was pretty much exactly the problem I had with, the Midnight Club, which was that I don't need more of this. I just kind of liked it as a one-off, and I probably won't check in on a second season. It's still fun, and I think it was worth my time. It was nice for the spooky season to have something that I could kind of throw on and not totally pay attention to while I did shit, and still have a good time with it. I think it was creative enough. Justin Long is fun in it, and the kids are well acted and everything. It's a little CW for my adult tastes, I think. Let's see. I finally picked up a new game to play after Zelda, and it was the House of the Dead remake on Switch, which I pumped an unholy amount of quarters into machines to play House of the Dead as a kid. In the rare occasion I got to be in an arcade that had one, so I was excited to check that out, and it's fine. It is not easy to play with the gyroscopic controller, and it's even worse with the joystick controller. So it's kind of fun. You get to there's definitely more forgiving than the arcade version because it doesn't cost extra money, and it was like $6 to buy it. So ultimately worth the price, but I can't highly recommend it necessarily. Been rewatching Spaced, Edgar Wright, Simon Pegg, and Nick Frost, and what's her name? based on the BBC show, which and Jessica Hines. That show is like one of the most fucking amazing shows to have come out in the early 2000s. It's so fucking beautifully, like, it's just right in the Edgar Wright like universe. It's perfect for that stuff. It's like clearly them cutting their teeth, and it's, I don't know, man, it speaks to me. It's a great fucking show. Very, very much needs to have a little bit more attention even now from the Americans. I think in the UK it's still pretty highly regarded, and here to some extent, but I just don't hear as many people talking about it here. I love that show, is the short version. And then last, I watched a new documentary on Netflix called Escaping Twin Flames, which Beck was interested to watch and had listened to a podcast about. And buddy, it starts somewhere and it ends somewhere fucking bleak in the end. It's very fucked up.
What?
So this is it's a true crime documentary. It's a 3-part series. It's one of the Netflix true crime type of deals. And it probably doesn't need to be that long, but it is, and it gives a lot of good detail. It's a lot of people who have gotten out of what is now identified correctly, in my opinion, as a cult by any definition of the word, pretty much, of people who are following this couple of influencers who believe in a quote unquote twin flames, as in like kind of like a true love stand-in, but there's all kinds of rules, and eventually it goes fucking haywire, and all these poor lonely women mostly are like just paying thousands of dollars, working for free, doing all kinds of shit to basically try and win their twin flame back. And just as a taster, the sort of like the first episode talks about some of the problematic elements of the early days, which consisted of them being like, well, if you go to them and like, I need a twin flame, I need to figure out who I am. They're like, okay, well, tell me about your life. And you find somebody. Once you mention somebody that you're like, oh, he's kind of attractive, or oh, they're kind of cute, they'll be like, oh, well, that's your twin flame. And so if you are supposed to go after this person with everything you've got, and that includes, if they reject you, just going after them anyway and fucking stalking these people, even if there's a restraining order on you. It's fucked up. And that's episode 1. So damn, yeah, it's fucking crazy.
That sounds wild.
It's worth your time, I think. And the thing is, this is still a very active group with like hundreds of thousands of people in it, and they operate primarily online. So be careful, people. That's all I can say. Be
careful. Only Sochu's approved to tell you who your soulmate is.
Yeah, he's living your dream.
Sign in now.
Money now.
Burned in hell.
Burn in hell.
Sign in now, and I'll find you that twin flame of yours.
It's rained. Every time it's just
Dual
rained.
Ember. Join the Dual Embers galaxy.
Dual Ember.
Hell yeah.
We're hunting for dick.
Yeah,
ain't that
we literally are.
Ain't that the truth?
That's it for me.
That's it. All right. Juice, what you been watching?
Oh, so many things. So I cut it in half, and I'll save half for next week. I am hopping just straight into the Christmas horror, which I'm doing a deep dive on this year, I've decided. And so I started off with Anna and the Apocalypse. A fun fact, straight chillin' history, I think it's about 3 years ago, maybe the Rare Exports episode, we announced, and next week we're going to be covering Anna and the Apocalypse. And for some reason, we never did. I thought that was very interesting. I was like, wait, we didn't cover that. I don't remember why.
I think I saw like a release date for it and thought it was coming out, and that was wrong, and it just wasn't available.
Okay.
And
we just never covered it. Okay. Yeah. I thought that was interesting. I watched a new film called It's a Wonderful Knife, which has Justin Long in it, and it's going to be kind of one of probably the Christmas horror of this year. I think it's going to scratch that itch decent enough. It's like a Christmas slasher that plays off the It's a Wonderful Life thing. What if I was never born or whatever? And so, yeah, it wasn't amazing, but I think it'll scratch that itch for some people. I watched Eyes Wide Shut for the first time. Never seen it before. Didn't realize it was a Christmas film. Watched it. It's wild. I'm gonna watch it again because me and Caitlin are gonna cover it as a Creature Comforts episode for this December. So gotta watch it again and really pick that thing apart. But it was wild.
I'm an executive by day and a wild man by night.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I watched Dead End, which is a Christmas horror film with Lin Shaye in it. Did not like that one. That one was not too good. It started off with some potential and then just drove it straight into the ground. That one was bad.
Story of my life, buddy.
Yep. I watched a movie called I Trapped the Devil, which is another Christmas horror. And this one I did like. This one was very interesting. And it's about a guy who thinks he's trapped the devil in his basement. His family comes over to visit him unexpectedly for Christmas. And he either has to convince them to leave or to support him in his ideas of keeping someone in the basement that he thinks is the devil.
No idea that was so. Is it Christmas focused or is it just like happens to be Christmas? Okay, interesting.
No, yeah, like the whole house is decorating Christmas. They visit for Christmas. It's full on Christmas. Yep. But I liked it. I watched Miracle on 34th Street, the one from the 90s. That one did not hold up as well as I remembered it. And it kind of reminded me of The Exorcism of Emily Rose because half of it takes place in a fucking courtroom where they're like suing Santa Claus. So that was kind of weird.
Santy.
Okay, but not as good as I remembered it. I watched Across the Spider-Verse, the one that came out this year, the sequel to the one that came out a couple years ago. And I was kind of disappointed with it because the animation was still really good and the music was still really good, but they tried to do too much this time around. And they're trying to like tie into some of the Marvel stuff as well. And I think, yeah. And I think they just started to kind of crumble under their own like lofty ideas of what they could do. And they couldn't pull it all off. Way too bloated. I watched The Blackening. That was on the plane and it was good. It was really funny and I liked it. I watched a movie called Past Lives, which was also on the plane. This is an A24 joint. And I liked this one a lot. It was kind of like a romantic film. It kind of reminded me of a more condensed Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, Before Midnight, whatever. But it's essentially about this girl who, when she's young, she lives in Seoul in Korea. And then she has this friend, a kind of crush. She moves away when she's around like 13, 14. And then she reconnects with her crush like as an adult and they kind of reconnect or whatever. He still lives in Korea. She is now like lived in New York for a large portion of her life. So it was really good. And yeah, I like that one a lot. I watched When Evil Lurks, which is on Shudder. Holy goddamn. That is one of the most like more brutal movies I've seen in a long time. It was good.
Yeah.
It was another good one for possession that has nothing to do with like the church or anything. Yeah. But it was fucking brutal. Holy God. And then the final thing I'm going to talk about tonight is I finally got an opportunity to play Tears of the Kingdom because I got it right before I left as an early birthday present. And
oh God, yes, come with me.
Played it on the plane and luckily got to play it for the majority of a week. I was fucking sick as a dog and couldn't do anything else. And surprisingly, so I was not really expecting to like it very much based on what Randy had said. I just thought that
it was great and I loved it.
I thought this was going to be a rehash of, the old game and just not a lot of new ideas coming to it. But, so far I really like it. I think it's a really good game. So I don't know what's going on.
It's good game.
I'm really glad my opinion means so much to you.
So I was completely surprised by that. That's all I'll talk about this week. Bob, what you been watching?
It's good game. Put it on the box. Soju says,
yes.
It's good game. I've not been watching a whole lot of shit. Everything I have seen this week has pretty much been a rewatch for the most part. I revisited Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. They're just fun, like lighter movies. Kind of fun riffs on a slasher with like some time loopy, time travel-y stuff. Groundhog's Day influence for sure. They're fun. I like those movies. The second one's definitely like more comedic, I think, than the first, but they both have laughs, and I enjoy them. They're a good time. That Thing You Do, already mentioned. Rewatch that. It's just an all-timer. It's a great movie. I never get tired of it. It's.
I saw you got that record too.
Yes, yeah, we got the Mondo vinyl that just came out, and that shit is dope. It also comes with like a little Playtone 7-inch.
I know,
which is nice.
It's great. As seen on screen.
Yeah. Jurassic Park, revisited that. We were kind of talking about Jurassic Park in the Slack here recently. Again, it's another like all-timer. I never get tired of it. Probably watch it like once a year. It's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie, and not everybody feels quite that way in the Slack, which is fine, and generated a little bit of conversation. That's about it. I did recently record a mini cast for When Evil Lurks, so that'll be coming out towards the end of November.
Nice.
And yeah, that shit is brutal as hell, and worth watching. If you like, especially if you watch Terrified and you like that, watch it. It's kind of a similar tone, similar vibe.
It does, yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. We do have one voicemail, so let's go ahead and get into our Hotline Screams.
Hotline Screams.
If you are listening or would like to call and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, hit us up at 904-638-3231. We're going to be hearing from our boy Chris. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Hey, Straight Chillin' crew, this is Chris in Louisiana. Just got done listening to the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes episode and heard the prompt at the end about a movie that you love that you get shit on. So the movie that made me think of that, I don't even think people know what it is, so no one's shit on me about it, but I would definitely be too embarrassed to ever show it to anybody. But it's a movie from the mid-'90s called Airborne, and surprisingly it's got like some pretty unknown at the time, but big stars now, like Seth Green and Jack Black, and I'm sure there's like a couple other people that I can't. And it's been so long since I've seen it. I don't think it's streaming anywhere. I know occasionally, every once in a while, like, you know, when I'm super drunk on the weekend and trying to figure out what to watch, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to watch this fucking movie right now. It's going to be real good. And then, you know, it's just... And I think it's one of those things where it goes by different names also. Like, they try changing the name of it. But anyways, it's a very, very 90s movie about a California surfer who has to go stay with his parents in the Midwest. And so he's, like, super bummed because he can't get those tasty waves anymore. And then but he rollerblades really good. And so he's like, well, I'm going to rollerblade. And then everybody at his new high school just like makes fun of him, and he gets bullied. And then he does like a rollerblading race competition to earn their respect. And then meanwhile gets the girl, like the main bully is like, has this sister that he's got the hots for. And yeah, I recorded it on HBO one time, like when it shortly after it came out, and I just would watch it back to back to back to back. I would like, you know, throw it on and watch it, rewind it. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's my pick. All right, thanks. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Airborne. I mean, how could it be bad?
I've never heard of that.
That sounds fantastic.
It does. Yeah, it's 1993 rated PG. I looked it up on IMDb. And yeah, dude, I'd never heard of this before. This is definitely not on my radar. I want to check it out now, honestly.
Oh, I've seen this poster somewhere.
There's certain things that sound familiar, but it could be any number of movies from the 90s. I
mean, how many movies like Airheads, fucking Up in the Air, Air Bud. The word air in your title is a mark of quality. So
the tagline for this movie is fucking class. It says the world's only rock and rollerblade movie.
Ooh, wow.
Love it.
Rollerblade was so hot in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. It was. Mm-hmm. It was very hot. Blading.
It was sexy. You know, I mean, some people had some sexy.
There's a reason Barbie rollerbladed back then.
Who was it? Was it Nathan Fillion or whatever who had the?
It was Nathan Fillion.
What?
he's
who
like
has
posing
the rollerblading
in, like,
sexy
cutoffs
pictures.
and, blades or
What?
whatever.
No, I'm not familiar
You need
with
to
the
look
Tilly.
this up.
No, I don't know that I need to, but I do think that's
I
hilarious.
gotta check that out. I'm gonna have to post it in the Slack.
Oh my god, here it is. Wait, let me see.
Did you
if I can
find it?
Peanuts in your face.
Was
Dude,
that right?
It's so fucking good.
Which,
I don't know. You
behind
can't
the
really
scenes,
see it on.
It's not. Yeah, that could be any sexy blader.
Dude, it's Nathan Fillion, and it's just like fucking thigh meat, and his cutoffs are so short. It's fantastic. It's too good. He's got the handguards on though, so safety first, y'all. Wear your PPE.
Oh yeah, but he's not wearing a helmet.
What an idiot! Well, you can't cover up those locks, those luscious locks, Jews. Okay, that's where the money
This
comes in.
picture, the fucking cutoffs. That's gold.
Thanks for calling in, Chris, and sharing that tasty nug with us. I got to try and find it eventually. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we can hunt it down. That sounds wild. Gentlemangs, prompts for next week. I feel like we were getting really into the BDSM conversation tonight, and I want to know about that. Call in, let us know if
I know you do, Bob.
You know me.
What do you want to know, Bob?
Yeah, you ever been into the BDSM situation? You ever call your sister mama or what? You ever done any crazy shit? Get pegged by your sister? I want to know all of it, and you don't have to say your real name.
Big dong singing monkey.
So Hotline Kinks. You want a Hotline Kinks?
Yeah, Hotline Kinks it up. Let us know.
All right.
Any weird Thanksgiving kinks? You got gravy in the bedroom. What do
you like? Giblets in the cooter? What do you like?
Whoa!
We shan't shame your giblet feelings.
Damn.
What should we be doing? Let us know. We can't.
You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong?
Let Bob know.
Let us know what you're doing.
Bob
I'm sure I'm doing everything
kink-friendly
right.
Young man, I know.
Where are you sticking those giblets? We gotta.
Wait, what things are you putting in different things? What are you basting with? What's your stuffing of choice? You know what I'm saying?
Are you putting?
What's your stuffing of choice?
Holy shit. Yeah, hit us up 904-638-3231. It's a good question. Yeah, people make stuffing like a million different ways, man.
I like me a cornbread stuffing. What can I say?
Yes.
Dude, cornbread stuffing's good.
It is my preferred way as well. Also, like I've had stuffing that's like kind of like wet. It's like not soupy wet, but like too wet.
Wet ass stuffing.
I like my stuffing dry. Fucking
dry as a bone.
Yeah.
I
like my ladies.
Like I like my BJs.
Jesus. Oh, I didn't tell you guys, but my mom told me she finally listened to an episode. So
oh no. This is not a show for your mom.
Oh, Randy.
Burn in hell.
Burn.
I asked if you ever got pegged by your sister. I hope she doesn't listen to this show.
Well, there's no telling that the cork has popped. Who knows?
Oh boy,
she's just binging.
Is she okay?
She's just binging straight chilling now.
Hell yeah! What things are you putting in other things? 904-638-3231. Let us know. That's gonna do it for us this week here at Straight Chilling. We'll be back next week with a brand new show as always. We're going to be talking about a new release, the latest and greatest from your boy Eli Roth, Thanksgiving. We're talking about it next week.
In my moment of glory.
Mm-hmm. My moment of glory. All will be stuffed. There will be no leftovers, etc., etc. Are you guys, do you have like any sort of feelings about this? The trailer looks okay, I think.
I watched the trailer once and I can't really remember anything about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it seems to fulfill the promise of a fake Grindhouse trailer. I don't have the most faith in Eli Roth as a director, but I'm going in with a pretty open mind and a generally
we need some
positive
Thanksgiving horror. Come on now.
We do. Yeah. I do think Eli Roth is gonna deliver on the kills, and that's like really what I'm showing up for. It looks like a dumb slasher.
Right.
Just
I think that's what it's meant to be.
Yeah, and I'm fine.
What's funny about it, or what's interesting about it, is that it is like Thanksgiving themed like slasher, which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
and there's just not enough of those that it's not going to be ushered into the pantheon of Thanksgiving horror films. There's like 3 empty slots on that list as it is.
Yeah. This will be like the 4th or 5th. Like it's a very short list. Yeah, this will go right to the top, I'm sure. I believe that's only being released in theaters. So check it out. Get ready for next week's show. Until then, you can find us on all the social media outlets. Just search Straight Chilling Podcast and we'll pop right up. If you want to join our daily Slack channel conversations, hit us up on one of our social media outlets and I'll send you a link so you can do so. And until next week, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
Shut the fuck up!